Hi all, I wanted to make a quick video while I was doing a long-term study of Nifty 50. Before I begin, I would just like to mention that this is an educational channel. All views expressed over here are only for educational purposes. So please do not make or take any financial decisions based on the views expressed over here. Kindly consult your financial advisor before you take or make any financial decisions. Also read the disclaimer below. With that said, let's proceed. So this morning, what I was trying to do is try to study Nifty on a long-term basis. I was trying to study it on a monthly time frame, on a quarterly time frame, on a 6 monthly time frame, and then on a yearly time frame. And while doing that study, I eventually wanted to study it on a 2 month time phases. So if you notice over here, this is the 1 month and this is the 2 month. So I'm looking at the Nifty chart with a 2 month kind of a view. All right. Now, as I was explaining the automatic Fibonacci retracement yesterday, I'll apply that same thing, or on my previous video, I'll apply the same thing to this particular chart with the same setting. So what I'll do is I'll try simple Fibonacci retracement. It'll show up like this. Let's make some adjustments so that it's a little more visible. The first thing that we want is we will click on the show 0.886 and 1.113. So we'll click on that. We will make this a fluorescent green. We will make this a very light blue so that it's a little more visible. And we shall change this to from dotted to solid. And for the time being, we shall let everything else be the way it is. All right. So that's it. No other changes. This time we are not even unchecking the label. Let the label be there. So this is the setting. This is how it looks on my screen. Click on OK. So basically we are running at the default settings, nothing else. We have just changed the dotted lines to solid lines and changed the color so that it's a little more visible. So when you do this, you kind of get a chart that shows you somewhere, if you take at this point, it's 2008, September 2008, and then it's showing till about Jan 2024. So 12 plus, so we are looking at probably about a 16-year window. But that's not important. What I was trying to see is the ups and downs and when the ups and downs occur. All right. So the first thing is from its absolute low to its high in every cycle, how long does it take? I'll repeat that. From the low to a high in each cycle, how long does it take? So we shall go on to this tool, which is the date range tool. Over here, when we click on the first low, which is September 2008, it takes it hits a high on 1st November 2010. So that's a span of 791 days. Let's say, for the sake of simplicity, 800 days. All right, and then it starts going lower. Let's take the next low. The next low is from Jan 2012. I mean, the next high. The next low point is Jan 2012 and it hits a high on March 2015. That's a span of 1155 days. For the sake of simplicity, let's take 1200 days. So the first one was 800 days. The second one is 1200 days. All right, from low to high. Then the next low to high will be from here, which is Jan of 2016 to 1st Jan 2020. That took 1461 days. So for the sake of simplicity, this time we'll go low. So instead of 1461, we'll consider it 14. So what did we see now? We saw the first low to high 800, second low to high 1200, and this time say 1400 or 1500. All right. So on average, you can say that about 250 days are being added every time from a low to high. All right. Now the next low to the next high. If you average these out, then 800, 1200, and then about 1500. The next low to high should be in the vicinity of 17, 1800, I suppose. Let's just see. So the next low was on March 2020, and currently we are 1400 days away from that. And according to these stats, I think the next low should come between 1500 and 1600 days, all right? Or maybe between 1400 and 1600 days. So if we take this all the way to 1600, then, or even 1645 days, in that case, we should hit a peak within 2024, and then a downslide should start. Because the very end of 2024 is somewhere close to about 1800 days or 1750 days. That's well within the cycle of our previous study and then averages. So the last bottom, which was in March 2020, should peak out this year within 2024, and then we should start going down. All right. Now, every time it starts going down, how long does that last? Let's take a study. So from the peak of 2010, it went into a down cycle for 365 days, which is one whole year. The first one. Second one, from the peak of 2015 to the low of Jan 2016, that was 300 days, little less than a year. And the third one, from the peak of Jan 2020, the absolute bottom of March, that hardly took 60 days. But that was because of the pandemic. So if you average this out also and say that the average period from a peak to for it to form a bottom is about 1 year. So what this study kind of shows is that once we hit a top in 2024, and then we'll have 1 year, approximately about 1 year of correction where we start looking at a bottom. All right, a bottom will form after that, and then again it'll probably take off, and then we'll probably start going higher from late 2025 or 2026. That is according to what the data in front of me is showing. All right, now if I've got something wrong in what I'm studying, I would want people to highlight. If they have a different perspective, I would want them to highlight. What I was studying for the last half an hour and what findings I found was staggering to my view at least, so I thought I'll share it, because there seems to be a pattern between high and lows in the last 15-16 years. If you look at the graph as well, you'll find that it hits a high, then goes again down. So it's like this, you know, something like this. So this low is on its way according to me. Now, is it really happening? Or we will hit a peak in 2024? I'm not sure. Have we already hit a peak? I'm not sure. But what this statistics are telling me is that that peak will happen within this year. Either we are at it and we're going to slide down from here, or we are heading towards it, and the peak is most likely going to happen within this year, after which we'll go into a correction phase which will last probably 1 year. This is what this chart is kind of telling me. All right, I thought I'll share it with my members over here, and I would be very happy to know if others share my view or they debate my view. Let's have that discussion in the chat window or in the comment section below. All right, so I just wanted to share this with my subscribers. So if you found this video useful, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Please share it with your family and friends. I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye-bye.